Hey there, how's it going? This is an update from scenic, lovely Atlanta. As you can hear, the trains go by so often you won't even notice. But anyway, it looks as if, to us casual observers, it looks as if Mark Zuckerberg has returned back to Facebook headquarters, or at least put the word out. Put the word out among his minions and his operatives and upper management to take it out on Facebook users. Just take it out. Any little thing they can pick at to cancel accounts or put people in question or put folks on guard, or, you know, they're doing that now. And why would they do that? You know, I mean, why would they cancel somebody's account? It's not like you folks are out there trying to defraud anybody by using a nickname or a name that your friends know you by. It's not like you folks are out there trying to prevent anybody else's First Amendment rights. It's not like Facebook users are out there, oh, I don't know, bribing Congress members with hundreds of thousands of dollars in the last few years to try and get their way when they violate other people's rights. It's not like you're selling other Facebook users information for profit, for fun and games, you know, to make a buck. It's not like you were basically put on the map by the U.S. intelligence agencies like the NSA and the CIA and all these other secretive alphabet agencies that we know nothing about, other than one that actually calls itself Alphabet, who, you know, I'm actually broadcasting on their platform right now, and I suppose they're proud of that. But why would they not? You know, they basically put it in your face now that they're all being run by intelligence, or they're all essentially co-opted by intelligence agencies here in the United States and elsewhere, and that they sell all your information, and they gather every bit of information they can possibly find. I recently took my Facebook account and gathered all that information, you know, gathered it all up. And so it took them a few days to put their little dossier together on what they claim they have on me. I'm sure they have a lot more, probably everything I've ever posted, never mind just the things they showed me. But it was extensive, and it went back probably nearly a decade. And there was every conversation I'd ever had on Messenger, which I'm not ashamed of any of those. It doesn't matter what we're saying. It's a private conversation as far as I'm concerned. So if somebody wants to dip in and they want to be part of the joke, or part of the snark, or part of the criticism, then they get to go along for the ride, don't they? But it's not their conversation, so they don't get to explain it. I do. And that's part of what privacy, that's part of what matters about privacy, and part of what matters about individuals' privacy rights. So anyway, but yeah, Facebook's now retaliating against the entire Facebookdom, unless you happen to be one of those lucky people who doesn't offend Facebook, which I think even the left at some point very soon is going to start offending Facebook, and they're just going to start banning people right and left and center. Right now it happens to be on the right center, but that's going to expand very soon because dictatorships need victims, and Facebook, from best anybody can tell, is indeed a dictatorship, and Mark Zuckerberg happens to be the chief dictator. He's about ready to get thrown out on his butt, and I believe Congress is going to come down harsh. There's only so many pieces they can break Facebook up into, so after the class action lawsuit, let's say after the class action lawsuit, when we're all owed about $18,000 a piece for having our rights violated, there may not be much of Facebook left. We may end up having to go one of the other networks, say like MeWe or something like that. But big corporations, even bigger monstrosities, and even bigger intelligence operations such as Amazon and Google, there's a lot of those to break up. See, they're genuine, verified, there's no arguing it. They're monopolies. And they're information monopolies. And Amazon never had anything to sell, anything to sell except your goods and your information. That's what made Amazon great. And now they claim to own things, which I think is fascinating because they've never owned squat, as much as anybody can tell, up until the last few years when they started acquiring actual value, because they weren't worth anything other than information, which we all know can be sold for a lot of money. And they've been selling a lot of it. They've been collecting it all, selling it all to whoever has the money to pay for it. And that's not you and I guarantee you. Again, that's not the users. We've just been using the service, assuming that just like the good old days when you used to have to make a phone call or fill up an order form, fill out an order form on a piece of paper, put the money in an envelope in the form of a check, mail it off to somebody in the U.S. mail, and then they would receive that and then do some work at the other end and send you this product, and then you'd receive that product at your mailbox or at your home at the other end. That was an actual trade for value, and the people that were offering you that service had something to sell. Amazon, from its inception through, I guess maybe even its first 10 years, never had anything to sell. All they did was they never owned anything. How could they have been worth hundreds of millions or billions of dollars when they never owned a single thing? They rented all their server space for the longest time. And they probably rent it all now, because why would you own it when you can lease it and throw it away, or give it to your CIA friends after you've set it up, and that kind of thing. Which, it's $500 million, is the contract right now with Amazon. So before I get off on a tangent, I'd just like to say that, how do I know these things? Oh, I'm not the genius that you think I am. I know because I have somebody who knows all and sees all, and here she is. This is this little dog right here. This is Tinkie the Wonder Dog. She knows everything. She gets it all. She's smart. She doesn't miss a trick. Okay, Tinkie the Wonder Dog doesn't miss a thing. So just to let you know, I've got the best of sources. I have it on the best of sources that Facebook is in for a long, hard fall. It's going to be final. We're going to have an Internet Bill of Rights when it's over. And Google is due for a breakup. And I don't mean it's been nice, it's been real. I mean, they're going to be broken up into probably a dozen little pieces, or maybe more, because it's about 22, 23 different companies. And Amazon is also in for a fall. Not just a stock tumble. They've violated a bunch of laws, and I believe espionage against their clients is not condoned, even if it's a contractual obligation where they hide that in the fine print. I just don't remember signing a contract with Amazon making purchases on the site, which I did as little as possible of, because I've never trusted them. I've never trusted Google, and honestly, I thought Facebook was a flash in the pan, and then once I joined, why would I ever trust Facebook? Why would anybody want to use their real name on a site like Facebook, where they're gathering your information? They're going to turn around and sell it to advertisers and governments and intelligence agencies and anybody who comes along with the money. Why would you do that? Why would anybody be that stupid? But, they fooled us all, so I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying, here we are. That's the situation. That's how I see it. Oh, and just in case you think I've forgotten, I'm not going easy on what's his name there, John Lewis, Congressman John Lewis. I haven't finished with John Lewis yet, but he's finished. He's been finished for decades. He's only got one story to tell. It's the same story he's been telling for 30 years about how he saved the civil rights movement. So we want to hear all that all over again. Someday I'll get right back to that. But for today, we're talking about how Mark Zuckerberg is getting back at his entire client base. And I don't mean the people who buy the information. I'm talking about you and me. So, Real Sean Irish signing out. Y'all have a great day, okay?